we really call them as academics. You are an academic, right? Maybe a research scholar, maybe a student, maybe a faculty member, you are an academic. So the academics, what you are, by virtue of your own, the kind of being a student or a scholar, as a kind of maybe PhD scholar, research scholar, whatever, or you being a kind of faculty member. Now you have to write your thesis, you have to write your dissertation, you may have to guide your students, you may have to write a research paper, you may be, so like that. Maybe you are a faculty member. What really happens is you have to really acquire the up-to-date information on your field of study. You have to update yourself. You should be able to really know about what is happening in your own field of the study. Like, so in all these things, how you will be able to really catch up all these things is you have to conduct some kind of survey of literature search. Normally what you really call it as literature review or literature search, you call it in your thesis and dissertations or in your research papers, literature review or review of literature, normally called like that. Means you have to conduct a survey of the literature. When I'm talking about literature, means as on date, by now in the by this particular time, what are the the kind of works that have been really made available to us, published, made in the same topic or same interested field by others earlier. Before I start doing my research, who else have done some work on the same topic, same theme, or in the related aspect, not necessarily exactly in the same thing, in the nearby corollary, the ancillary allied areas or in the same area, what has been done so far, the extent of the information available on any particular topic of your own interest, what has been so far found out, investigated, and published. And that is exactly the idea. You should really try to learn that knowing that previous literature, previous information, previously published literature on your topic, we normally call it as review of literature. The same thing I used that you have to make a survey of the literature, what is in existence by now. Okay, then, and you need to have not everything. There is a lot of information is there. There is good information is there. There is bad information is there. There is worse information is there. There is a fake information is there. There is a kind of for falsified information. There is that kind of information is there. Now, what we as academics, scholars, we really would like to know is we want the authentic, authoritative, trusted information sources only. So these trusted information sources are available in the databases, which are really indexing, which are including those literature which has been assessed, tested, and made available to us by peer review mechanism. So this is to be understood. Literature before we conduct a research. We need the literature, not just anything and everything, but we need only the authoritative, authentic, valuable, reliable. I think the trusted information is required. That is available in some databases, which are including only those pieces of information which have been already tested or verified by the peers in the field. Peers is subject experts in the field. They review and then really they rate it. This is a kind of the worth information that could really go into the literature. Then it comes on the databases. Like, okay, this is one aspect. So, and you need literature, the past literature, to do your research, and the literature must be also trusted information. And most likely, what I really put it is, it's a pure reviewed literature. And then, of course, the academic research databases, they make it easy. So these databases, what they really do is they facilitate us to locate the literature in the which you really want. I want on a particular, you give your subject keywords, you give your own subject headings, you give your themes and topics, and then you really get information from these databases. This is how. So we need databases. I think I just wanted to substantiate why do we need the databases? Why should we know them? Because we being the academics, we are involved in writing our research papers, dissertations, and then we are updating our knowledge, we are preparing some course material for some other institutions like, open universities, etc. I think when that kind of things are arising, you are bound to really collect the previous data, update yourself, and you write only the information which is the not obsolete information, not outdated information. You have to write only the information, but that is in current information, and then update information you have to write. That makes your work more valuable, more worthy for the people to really follow and use it. Like, okay, that's one aspect. Then let's really move on to a participant in a closed. Okay, we can see this transcript recording. Okay, now there are, when I really want to say in a very in a short while, I just want to tell you that there are different types of database. I think in the beginning only I just made a small remark, like there are, you can have only the bibliographic details of the documents in your database, nothing else. I think, no, which literature, say for example, we have in India, Indian National Bibliography is there. Similarly, we have in UK, British National Bibliography is there. We have got, Library of Congress catalogs in US are there. Something like, just giving a small example, like they give only bibliographic details, nothing beyond. And that means what are the holdings, what are the collection, what are the resources are available in those, the maybe the country wise or institution wise or library wise. Those documents details only will be there. We really call them as bibliographic databases. They give only bibliographic references information, citation information only. They call them bibliographic data. I told you, author, title, edition, imprint, publisher, publications, etc., etc. Okay, this is what exactly it's like. So that is the extended form of this is, in some instances, apart from the details of the document of the book or a journal article, what is a brief, the abstract of the document also will really follow it. Bibliographic details first part, second component will be the abstract also will be there. So, and sometimes what happens, the indexing publications only index these documents on a particular, keywords or theme or topics. So it's a topical heading. That's what exactly headings like. So maybe, so that kind of searches will be really facilitated. No, I mean to say that bibliographic databases will contain only, I just put it, they contain bibliographic records or papers and articles, etc., published in different, peer-reviewed journals. They will be collected and then put into your index database. And they include abstracting index journals. So when I am talking about bibliographic databases, also include the indexing and abstracting journals, where apart from the bibliographic details of the documents, you also have some abstracts like that. So in indexing journals, only index entries will be there, headings will be there. Abstracting, index entries, abstracts, bibliographic details also will be there for all the documents. So these are what we call, they're all searchable by metadata. Metadata means if you know the title of the book, you can search it. You know the author of the book, you can search it, like, okay. If you know something, the subject keywords, you can really search it. You know the institution which has really, IEEE has really published a product. ASME, American Society for Testing of ASTM, testing of materials, has really published a document. You are interested in that, like UNESCO has published, a World Bank has reported something, has published a particular document. You know it. You can really get it. Maybe by institution, maybe the individuals, authors, maybe the keywords, etc. These are all searchable by metadata. Metadata means the information about the book, not exactly the document, not the whole book, about the book, what we call metadata, and it may support the. So people from these databases, you can search free text search, like you can use your own free words. Okay, international relations, foreign relations, external relations, like that. No, then you can really try to. Sometimes what happens, so if the document is accessible through your institution, if the document is also open in the open access domain, free access is there. Now what happens when you really set up that particular document, that particular, then and there it will really give you some kind of links, hyperlinks, connectivity to the full text of the document, if it is permissible for you. If you are authorized to really get the whole document, it is permissible. If it is an open access document, yes, it will be open to you. If it is a document, in a journal in which the journal subscribed by your library, and that you are searching, means that also can be opened before you. If a particular journal article which you are searching is not really being subscribed by your library, then you are really searching it. It will just give you a hyperlink only, but it won't get open. Okay, this kind of problems also will be there. There are so many databases of this nature. Agricola agricultural database. So INIS atom index is there. Okay, this is another educational resource information center and ERIC education rate, biological abstracts, chemical abstracts. Is it like that? No, sociological abstracts. You talk. There are n number of abstracting publications, indexing publications, bibliographies, and so on. These are all the first kind of the databases. Okay, then let's go. The other kind of databases is citation databases. Like just now, that's what we just now initially we talked. I just gave some example, 2-3 examples. Above Science is a citation database. Okay, similarly, Scopus is another bigger citation database. Of course, Google Scholar also is another kind of the citation database where you can really get all the citations, references, etc. In this, what normally happens is now, say for example, when I am writing an article, friends, is it my presentation understood to you? Are you able to understand? Any doubts are there? You can ask me. Then there no problem. Are you able to listen to me? Is it clear, audible, and then understandable?
Yes, sir. Is it clear?
Yeah, if there anything is there, you can ask me. Nothing like,
Yes.
Yes, please. Yeah.
My name is Mr. Satya from English department, sir. And everything is okay, sir. And your communication skills are really amazing. But the thing is, there
my goodness.
Many
no. I want to question.
There are many departments, and on behalf of other departments, I'm asking. So, since you are going very quicker, so there may be some people who could not understand. So, could you re-narrate it in Telugu sometimes, sir, if at all possible? It is for other departments.
Yeah.
Because
fine. Yeah, thank you. So, but I also really depend on you to facilitate our own program. Now, wherever you don't really understand, please raise a hand, or you can just on your mic at the minute. That is then of course unmute, and then you can just raise a question. No problem. Because because there is some bigger I am a teacher. What really happens is I want to cover many things. So in that hurry, I will be always there. That's my normal routine. So you can ask.
I do understand. But
you can ask.
There are people who may get stuck.
Yeah. I will at the end. I will be summing it up. I will be at the end. I will be summing up in Telugu also. Okay. Then of course citation database. What will be there in that? You will have only the citations related information. What is citation? Honestly, it's a reference. Okay, it's a reference to a document. So I just put it. Citation is reference to an earlier article. There is another book already there existing. Before you really write something on the particular topic, some documents are there, some articles are there, some journal articles, some reports are there, some conference papers are there, some books are there. Okay, there are there. That's what exactly. You are trying to really give a kind of reference to those earlier works which were already there before you write something on a particular topic. Okay, so it is a reference to an earlier article, identifying the documents in which it may be found. When you are really giving so and so author, so and so title, etc., this is available in Indian Journal of Social Work. Then volume number 45, the page number so and so, issue number 2, page number 41 to 46. I think that data is there. So you are giving the bibliographic details of the documents in the citations or in the references in order for the user to lay his hands physically on the document. ఆ డాక్యుమెంట్ ని వెతుక్కోవడానికి మనం ఫెసిలిటేట్ చేస్తున్నాం అన్నమాట, గివింగ్ ఆల్ ద డీటెయిల్స్. సో ఎవరన్నా ఆ పర్టికులర్ రెఫరెన్స్ చేసిన పుస్తకానికి ఓన్లీ ఆథర్ టైటిల్ ఇచ్చి మిగతా డీటెయిల్స్ చేయకపోతే మనం దాన్ని యూజ్ చేయలేము కదా. ఆ ఆథర్ ఎవరో, ఆ టైటిల్ ఎక్కడ తెలియదు మనకు. ఆథర్ టైటిల్, ఆ జర్నల్ నేమ్, జర్నల్ ఇష్యూ నెంబరు, వాల్యూమ్ నెంబర్, ఏ పేజ్ నుంచి ఏ పేజ్ వరకు ఉంది చెప్తే దెన్ వీ విల్ బి ఏబుల్ టు రియల్లీ క్యాచ్ హోల్డ్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్. దిస్ ఇస్ వన్ కాన్సెప్ట్. Followed by that, in a citation, that's only references information. When you're talking about citation database, there another component also is there. Who is citing whom? There are both citing document and cited documents will be there. When I am writing an article, I have cited some 10 or 12 others works in my particular article. When I am writing an article, I have cited 12 others works in my work. Don't get confused now. So you have an article. At the end of your article, there are 12 references you are given. Clear? If that is the case, now I am the citing author. I have cited the others' works. They are the cited works. My particular article, my journal is the citing journal. My article is the citing article. I am the citing author. What I have really cited is I have cited several others' works. They are cited articles. Okay, I am the citing author. My article is citing article. My journal in which it is really published is the journal citing journal. In this particular journal, I have really cited. So this kind of configuration. So one article, who has cited who, that particular article, and in that article also the original author, he has also cited some others also. This is a kind of network. When I am writing an article, I have cited some article. Those authors of those articles also, they have cited some articles. It's a network. It's a network. This is how, what normally happens is, no, తెలుగులో ఒక పదం ఉంది చూస్తున్నారు, ఏంటిది, తీగని కదిపితే డొంకంతా కదులుతుంది అంటారు, ఏదో తెలుగులో సామెతతో, అవును కదా. సో ఒక్క పర్టికులర్ మీ టాపిక్ మీద రిలవెంట్ ఆర్టికల్ దొరికితే, ఆ రిలవెంట్ ఆర్టికల్లో 12 రెఫరెన్సెస్ ఉంటే, ఆ 12 రెఫరెన్స్ కాకుండా మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ దెమ్ ఆర్ రిలేటెడ్ టు యువర్ టాపిక్ ఓన్లీ. సో why anybody is really citing or giving a reference to other articles is, no, my particular article and my cited articles have a subject affinity, subject relationship is there between them. My subject and the references given there and their particular works have a subject affinity, affiliation, relationship is there. More or less the subject is, it's milta julta. It really been, it's kind of, so that kind of aspects are there. That's how we build the citation databases are a wonderful source to get n number of the documents relating to your particular theme or topic. See, the patience is the limit. There is no, so you can get n number of articles, so much of literature you can gather, provided if you can at least identify one directly having a relevant article for your topic. If you can find it, then I think your search will really begin. From there you can go to any number of areas, any number of articles, any number of books, reports, etc., etc. It will be going on, because when you take one article that has really cited relevant to you, they have some references. You take one reference, they have cited some references. Where is the time for you to also? So that's exactly another thing. Like, so there are citation database contains cited articles followed by the citing articles also. I am citing, I have cited some articles. Okay, then of course the science citation index, social science citation index expanded, Web of Science, Scopus, Google Scholar, here also social science citation index, arts and humanities citation index. There are many things are there. These are all examples. I think this we will discuss little slowly. Then full text databases. Friends, you can just understand this. So the full text databases are nothing but the complete page-to-page text of the original document. Maybe a journal article, maybe the full journal, maybe the full book, maybe the full report, everything as it is there in the print other versions. So everything will be there in the full text, the databases. Now something like in EBSCO and ProQuest, etc. I think quite a good number of you are from the business management and then economics. I think you must be really econolit. I think another, for economics people. So that's a kind of, so the EBSCO, ProQuest, then of course JSTOR, and okay, then I think archives. There are many other things are there. So like that, so there are so many what you can say is a full text database are there. And another important thing I just want to, because now only the thing is that our curiosity, our time factor, and these are the bigger factors to find literature. So how much time we have at our disposal, how much enthusiastic we are to collect the total data. I think these are basic, the issues. If you are really curious enough and you have time at your disposal, there is n number of information sources are there, different channels are there where you can get a lot of information. Like, therefore, what normally we use these days is that there is an information abundancy is there. There's an abundant information available on any particular topic you really want it. But the only thing is that you need to have the time, You need to have other things so that really collect and then do it, because everything is time based, time frame is there in that you have to really finish up and do it out. Like anyway, so these are all the three basic types of the databases. One is bibliograph databases, only references will be there. Followed by that, sometimes you may also have abstracts. Then citation database, we have got who has cited whom, ఎవరు ఎవరిని సైట్ చేస్తున్నారు, ఏమేం జర్నల్స్ మీ టాపిక్ మీద ఉన్నాయి, ఏమేమి ఆర్టికల్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఆ ఆర్టికల్ ని ఎవరెవరు సైట్ చేసి అవన్నీ ఉంటుంది అనమాట. మీ ఒక ఆర్టికల్ ఉంటే మీ ఆర్టికల్లో ఎన్ని రెఫరెన్సెస్ ఉన్నాయి. Okay, so this kind of data will be there in citation databases, and full text databases will contain the full text of the document, like a print journal, like a printed book, everything will be there. There are also journal aggregators are there. These full text databases, sometimes what also really happen is several publishers, they publish their own journals and all those things. They give to the other vendor, other publisher. He will really, collate them, compile them, join them together. They integrate them and bring it out as a several publishers, several journals are combined and clubbed and brought us as journal aggregator databases. Like they're aggregators, they're combined. So there are also other kinds of databases are there, something like numerical databases. The best example for you could be census data. Okay, census database is only numerical data. You don't have anything in that, isn't it? Only household data will be there, isn't it? How many people in a particular village, then how many are educated, how many literates, how many employed, how many are skilled. This kind of data will be there. Only data, numerical data will be there. So that kind of numerical databases, full text databases, bibliograph databases, citation databases, and many other kinds of things will be there. Okay, this is what exactly as far as your database is concerned. Right now, I just wanted to talk a little about this Scopus, because we will be talking a little later also in that. Scopus is one of the two big commercial bibliographic databases. Okay, and that most of the people will really try to use it, and it is a multidisciplinary database. Like, okay, so Web of Science. Sorry, I think I had to go to previous. Scopus is Scopus coverage is very high when compared to Web of Science. Okay, so therefore people are off. It's a proprietary. I mean, you have to pay for that and make use of it. It's not freely available to us. So some libraries, like University of Hyderabad, I think they have Scopus with us. Now we have, because of eShod Sindhu, under that particular consortia package, we have got Web of Science. Like Usmania or maybe your university also must be having. So quite a good number of 2B 12F or 12F 2B universities, they are getting this kind of databases from eShod Sindhu. UGC supported, the information resource facility is really given to us. Scopus is the biggest citation database. Then experts, they curated the abstracts, the source neutral information. The information what they release is neutral, very objectively they collect the data and information they really put into that. And citation database. Besides searching for research articles, Scopus also provides academic journal ranking. Which journal is the best in, say, for example, let me say in social work. Okay, which journal is the best in, say, something like in banking? So which journal is the best in some you talk any particular subject field, which is the best journal that you can really subscribe? Say, for example, Harvard Business Review. Everybody will really want that, isn't it? Those management people, I think they must be. If anybody is really listening to that, Harvard Business Review is the topmost journal. Say, for example, in our Indian context, Economic and Political Weekly, those social science people will be really giving high respect and regard to that particular articles contained in Economic and Political Weekly, isn't it? So like that, what really happens among several journals within your own discipline, within your own subject area, which journal your library has to really subscribe in order to get very scholarly of high element of information to you. That is really that can be really decided by the journal ranking mechanism. That journal ranking mechanism is supported by Scopus. Scopus gives that. It gives in your own field of economics. So there are, say, for example, 1,000 journals are there. Okay, among all these 1,000 journals, they further segregate also macroeconomics, microeconomics, something like that. Now, under that particular discipline, what are the journals are there? And that particular discipline, what are the top ranking journals? They really decide and show to you in your Scopus database. So suppose if you really want to publish a particular, research article in a journal in economics, then Scopus or the Google Scholar or Web of Science, they have got some mechanism is there that is called journal funder. Like if I can really give the keywords, my particular theme of this is wages for women laborers, isn't it? Women laborers and wages I'm talking about. Okay, so if you can give the keywords, automatically it will configure it and give you which journal is really covering this particular subject field, and out of several journals on the same field, they will give you the top journal first and the next image next, etc., in a decreasing order of its intensity or gravity or the value. Like that's all just because of citation metrics. It will really try to find out who has been citing whom, how many number of times a particular article is really cited by her. So then, of course, these kind of things will really help us. So, and we as authors, both the librarians also, that is called manuscript matcher. Like, if I give a keywords of my own manuscript theme, now this particular databases will tell you, yes, sir, in your article can be publishable in so and so on the journal, because they are dealing with this particular aspect. Among all the journals which are really dealing with the high impact factor journal, that's a core journal. So this is the core journal, number one, number two, etc. Further details also will be there. So when you as a scholar, when you as an academic, when you are publishing your own article, now where should I really publish my article? And if I can really publish in the high impact journal, your visibility will be more. Many people will be using it. There's a lot of value and will be attached to you. Okay, because it's high impact factor journal. Okay, high ranking journal, highly cited articles containing journal. It gives you a lot of privilege. So say for example, in my own field, library trends is one particular journal is there. If I can really publish an article there, and many people think that, oh yes, I think I have done. Suppose in the Nature you are publishing, Lancet in the medicine, like you are publishing a particular article, high impact journals they are there, topmost in your own field, like. Okay, so this kind of things can be really made known by because of the ranking of that. So then of course they also give for articles author the credibility to say H index, etc., and it has got a lot of coverage, 90.6 million core records, not crore records, 18 plus million open access records items are there, 10.9 million conference papers, 2,43,400 plus books, etc., are there, peer reviewed journals are, so 2,49,000 peer reviewed journal articles are, something like 7,000 publishers are really been using it, like I think some data, small people. So it's in arts, humanities, social sciences, and then science and technology, and I think it's a multidisciplinary one and covers a lot of information. 90.6 million records are available in this Scopus, a very big database. I think we can use the image. Next, slightly less than the Scopus is going to be the Web of Science. Probably this has come little earlier than Scopus database, and it was in one from ISI, that is Institute for Scientific Information in Philadelphia. His name was Eugene Garfield. I think he was the person behind this Web of Science. He brought out initially Science Citation Index in 1960, and then of course subsequently he brought out Social Science Citation Index, and he also brought out Arts and Humanities Citation Index, and all of them were really been combined and put together as in the digital context. That have been really, it was purchased by Thomson Reuters. ISI product of Eugene Garfield was purchased by Thomson Reuters, and then Thomson Reuters again they made it combining all these three databases: Science Citation Index, Social Science Citation Index, Arts and Humanities Citation Index. They combined it and then they made it a Web of Knowledge. The Web of Knowledge is now converted. Now it is really brought out by Clarivate Analytics now. So Thomson Reuters, somebody else has published called purchased it called Clarivate Analytics. So Clarivate has now purchased it. Now its name is now Web of Science. So it's a bigger database, wonderful database, and then lot many things are there. Now you have got 21,000 peer-reviewed quality journals are indexed in this, and then about 2 lakhs plus conference proceedings and about 1 lakh plus books are available in this in different fields. Like now this is another very important database, and it also gives you the journal ranking, author research productivity rating, institutional rating. I think there are many things are available. Okay, that's how we really need to know about it, where to publish, how to publish, and at the same time, what could be the right journal to really publish my own article or something, because I did a research of 1 year, 2 years, then of course I really want to publish an article. Where should I publish? I think this kind of information can be really made known through the Web of Science, because everybody wants to really publish in a high impact journal. Very, very highly popular journals are there. We really want to publish. I think this is what normally happens like. Okay, so then of course the Web of Science has got 100 million scientific articles, and yeah, that's what I really mentioning about it. Okay, so there are agricultural, biology sciences, engineering, medical, social science, everything is there. Okay, so including so there are other databases, very popular databases, PubMed in the field of medical sciences. National Library of Medicine has really, it brings out there 30 million papers are available in this. Educational Resource Information Center, another database. IEEE Explore in the field of engineering and science directives. Okay, another important aspect. JSTOR is the kind of journal storage. I think these are all some other databases which I really want to say. This is our first component. So if anybody have any queries on that, before we go on to the next slide, I will open it, next file. You please kindly react to my discussion. You want anything more or anything, you have something which you did not understand, I just go to your chat. Also anything, okay sir, okay madam, that's good. Okay, I think okay. You please tell me anything that from my discussion which you didn't understand. Kindly just let me know. Then otherwise what I will do is I will end this first presentation. Then I will go to the next presentation. Please, friends.
Sir, may I? My name
is please.
Actually, sir, in the previous discussion, you were saying that if at all anyone mentioned in bibliography, for example, they referred an article and they wrote the same paragraph, maybe the same text, whatever they searched, and maybe they mentioned there in the bibliography. So if at all we take the same quotation or maybe the same write-up, maybe the same dialogue from it, and we write the same bibliography, right? So will it affect our thesis anyway, sir? Could you just clarify this out?
No,
because I wanted to take that. I wanted to take the same quote, whatever someone XYZ has already published.
Yes.
I wanted to just take as an example.
I think I got the point. I just now intervene. Okay. So the first important thing is we being academics and researchers, in our academic endeavors like writing research papers and theses and dissertations and reports and textbooks, etc., when we are doing it, we are allowed to take any quote, any quotation, any text, any information, even in a verbatim status. Verbatim means word to word, comma to comma, full stops. That's what exactly you said. Quotes. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so you can always take it. Absolutely, there is no difficulty, no problem. But only thing is, you are bound by some ethics in that. The ethics is that you have to acknowledge where you have borrowed this particular quote, this message, this the principle or this idea, whose idea it is, that you are supposed to really indicate. If you have taken verbatim, you have to put it in quotation marks. That means as it is, sometimes what happens, in order to justify our own argument, we need to take as it is, the same word, same tone, everything has to really, if very correctly means, we don't want to rewrite them. We want to take it as it is. You are authorized to take it, provided you acknowledge that this particular information is taken from so and so source. The author of the original source is so and so, document is so and so. If you can really give the complete bibliographic details of the source document from where you have borrowed either the idea, either the principle, or the formula, or the concept, or the entire text, whatever you have really borrowed, this particular information I have, it's originally it is from so and so. Something it tell Peter F. Drucker, so and so book, I have really taken this information. I think that you are giving the data. If you can really give that, you are 101% authorized to take any concept, any idea, any text, even as it is verbatim from the original document. You are entitled for that. But only the problem comes up it. Now we will be talking at some time, I think maybe in this particular course of time, somebody is talking to you, my own colleague. I think the plagiarism situation arises if you don't acknowledge it like. So it is your paper. When you do not say that this component I have taken from so and so, so, it is understood by the readers that this is everything is by you only. But it's not by you. You have really borrowed somebody's concept. So any borrowed concepts have to be acknowledged. The acknowledgement is nothing but the citation. The citation nothing but giving the reference to the earlier documents. That's all. Am I right to you, sir? Is it
Yes, thank you
clear
so
for
much.
you?
Well, actually, of course, I could get through your complete. I could get across
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
The only thing is, for example, one student in one scholar in HCU or maybe the English and Foreign Languages University or maybe Osmani University has taken the same paragraph and quoted, and he showed in his bibliography that the ethics are followed. And now, if at all I'm in need of taking the same paragraph, will it be any problem? This is what my question is.
No.
I would.
No, what happens is that there is one important thing is there. You have to understand there is a slight delicacy is there. The delicacy means not exactly any difficulty. So you have referred to the intermediary book, not the original book.
Yes, exactly.
See,
I'm asking
now let me say.
actually, yes.
No. KPS Sundaram. Which discipline you belong to?
Sir,
which discipline, which subject you belong
English,
to?
humanities, sir.
Huh? Please.
Humanities, English.
That's English. Okay. So now what really happens is, I just give you one casual example. There is one book I read. Its name is KPS Sundaram. Those who are in the economics field must be knowing it. KPS Sundaram. His author name is KPS Sundaram. Okay. So I refer to KPS Sundaram book, and then in the KPS Sundaram book, so KPS Sundaram was really citing or quoting Peter F. Drucker. He is the management guru. Okay. Follow me now. So I did not see Peter F. Drucker book. Peter F. Drucker book was seen by Sundaram book I am referring. So Sundaram as quoted, cited by so on. So you are trying to refer, cross refer, like reference can be given only Sundaram reference for you. But there you write Sundaram reference you are giving, not Peter F. Drucker.
Done, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So we have to.
Sundaram as cited by some X person as cited by so on. So I have ego cited. Okay. So you don't need to go to the original document. You can always cite it. No problem.
Thank you so much, sir. This was my doubt since starting.
Yeah. No problem. You can go. And because you have seen the same document that you are quoting. In that, and they have quoted somebody else, isn't it? So that kind of things are possible. Fine. So any other doubts, anybody? Please, thank you. So questions, any questions? I think I love to receive some questions if possible. That's what I look at. Okay, we will go to the next component. Okay, here any problem for me? Okay, this one. This is over. Indexing is over. I think we will go to scholarly communication. Now in this, I have to go find. Okay, screen sharing has stopped as shared window is closed. Okay, now I go to screen share. I take another file. Okay, and then share. Is it coming to you, sir? Okay, where is my Kuja? F5 is not working. Again, yeah. 1 second. I think I'll just come to. Oh my goodness, why? Screen sharing, yes. Now, share, screen share. Where is my data? Oh my goodness. Okay. 1 second. I have to go to share. But what should I share? This file. Is no. Same old file? Sorry.
It is old file.
Sir.
Yeah. 1 second. I'm coming. Yeah. This file I just wanted. This is the second file, and 1 second. There is slight difficulty for me. ఇక్కడ కింద ఒక ఐకాన్ ఉంటుంది, కనిపించట్లేదు నాకు. అది కింద ఈ స్లైడ్ బార్ లో వేరే వచ్చింది. It has now seen. Oh yes, seen, found. Slide show. This has interrupting. So I think we are now going to talk about the metrics. This is a very important component. That was only cursory view about the databases, how I really need, why we need for literature survey and all those things. Now, this was my previous file. Anyway, we will go to the citation metrics now. Right. This is, yeah, I have come to the bottom. So now in this, what we are going to talk about, of course, all our, methodically prepared documents, when we are publishing it, because I told you our research end product is nothing but publishing in the journals or some other places, like maybe in report form or dissertations or thesis. It has to really come out. Otherwise, what really happens is all our endeavors will be limited to only the person who has really done the job. So now it has to be really communicated to the entire wider audience. Means you naturally need to really publish it. Like, okay, that's what exactly we say. Scholarly communication means. Now this is of high academic order. What scholarly means. Then scholarly communication is generally mostly publishing in journal articles, publishing in the conference papers, publishing in a thesis or dissertation, publicly. So this kind of things will be there. Okay, why we have to do is let your findings are really known to the outside world, and the world can really make use of it, and it will be for the societal benefit. Then normally our own research, like then citations turn, then bibliometrics. This is what exactly there. This I did not really prepare for your purpose. Therefore, 1 or 2 components are additionally available in this. Now we will go on to that. So we are really what we are really going to study in this is that honestly there are 2-3 things are there you have to understand. I think we'll take little time. I think even after my presentation, I try to complete quickly. I will give you some 15-20 minutes time for you also. If you are really having some patience to stay back on this kind of virtual mode, I am available for you. You can have any questions and range it down. I will quickly do it out. And maybe another 10-15 minutes, 15 minutes, I will close it now. Then afterwards, we will have a discussion on that. Anything you have, you can always question me now. So we are talking about research metrics. No, I just put it the similar kind of things as citation metrics. Like this could be fairly what we will be doing. Like we are measuring the citations. We are measuring the citations received for the documents, maybe an article, maybe a book, a conference paper. Okay. So there are different, variations are there that we will be discussing in that. So in that, there are 3 things are there, at least I can tell you. First one is a journal level metrics. It journal, periodical, magazine, serial, newspaper. I think these are all with a little variation. They are all serials. They are all periodicals. When I say periodicals, means it's a publication that is published at a regular interval, maybe daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, biannual, annual, half yearly, or you take anything. A regular periodicity is there, time lapse, and then you are coming up. It's being published under the same title. If it is, say, for example, let me say a journal. Okay, it's a quarterly journal, and the same name every quarter it will be publishing, like, isn't it? Say, for example, one magazine, India Today is there. It's a fortnightly. India Today will be last fortnight, this fortnight, next fortnight, also same name. These are all same title at a regular interval, they are unbound publications. So therefore, they are all called periodicals. So journal is something, it's a subject periodical wherein scholarly articles are there, researched articles are there. In a magazine, in a Eves Weekly, or in a Frontline, maybe in time in India today, I think you don't have that highly researched, methodically produced articles and document. It is not a document. So they may be doing some survey, they may be doing some kind of study, but it's not methodically written. The methodically written, subject-oriented periodical, we call it as a journal. That's to be correctly understood by each and everyone. Okay, magazine is of less value. Magazine covers multiple subjects. It has got politics, it has got history, it has got arts, it has got embroidery, it has got network. There are many things are there on that. So that's a magazine. So journal is a focused one on the same subject area. That's to be correctly understood. Anyway, welcome back. So the first metrics, measurements are, journal level metrics. Follow me now. The second is, that means it is really going to, measure the value of a particular journal. A journal contains several articles in each issue. A journal will be a volume in 1 year. Maybe it's a monthly, there are 12 issues. So it is a quarterly, there are 4 issues. So there is a half yearly, there are 2 issues. That each issue contains some articles. Okay. So you are trying to make the measure value assessment of the journal. We call journal level metrics. In that, impact factor, same thing. Journal citation indicator, site score, etc. measures are there. We will be talking about them very quickly. Then, of course, article level metrics. So one is for journal, other one is for the article, like, a particular article, how many number of times it is really been cited. Now here, when I talk to journal, the in the journal, so many articles are there. For all the articles together is journal. Okay, one single article is the article level metrics. Okay, then at the same time, researcher level or author level or institution level metrics are also there. So something like, let me say, for example, now documentation research and training center from, let me say, Bangalore. Okay, less otherwise what really happens is the Indian Institute of Science from Bangalore is there. Now, that particular institution, its own, the people, how many articles they published, what is their, the kind of things, etc. For the institution, for the individual author. Okay, and the first one was for the journal, like. So this kind of metrics are there at different levels. One for journals, one for the individual article, one for the individual author, or for the institution, and something like that. There are also research data sets also. This also another thing is that this is slightly higher level. We don't need now. Okay, so now in this, what happens? Now, as I said, the research end point is publishing it. Otherwise, people do not know. Okay, so another important thing, what I really want to say is the academic research strength, number of people doing academic research, number of people doing research in scientific, the labs and, other research institutions, like, so something like CCMB people are doing some research, scientific research institution, isn't it? Now you, as from Usmania or University of Hyderabad, somebody is really doing some research, academic research, like. So the academic researchers are many. At the same time, the academic research productivity, in more number of publications published when compared to the research institutions publishing documents, they are fairly low. Research institutions publishing documents are less in number compared to academic research. Academic institutions are many, academics are many, academic publications are also many. Okay, that's to be understood. Like, now we, the academics, have a kind of bound and responsibility is there. We have a responsibility. Now what happens today? You are an assistant professor, you want to become associate professor, you want to become from tomorrow, day after tomorrow, professor also. Okay, then there is, I think they said, have you really published at least some 3 or 4 articles in a kind of peer reviewed journal, or in a, say, for example, in careless journals, CGC recognized journals or Scopus journals, how many articles you published earlier, before you really ask for a new promotion? I didn't publish. I think I cannot get elevated, I cannot get promotion. Like, so like what happens? Publish or perish. Either you really wanted to, keep quiet. When you really want to grow, naturally you have to publish. So publishing is an important thing. So there are reputed publishing houses are there now, which are really publishing so many papers. Like besides our own proprietary or commercial journals, there are other things are also there. Academic, the presses are there. I think Oxford University Press or Cambridge University Press or that kind of things are there. They're really publishing so much of academic research publications. Anyway, citation just now I told you it's a kind of reference to a particular document, and that has been really consulted or used in your own work, and giving the complete physical details in order for the people to really locate information. That's what we said. So it's a reference to a book or something like, it's just nothing but it's an acknowledgement for the earlier works what you have really used in your work. These are all so many style manuals are there. I think we don't need to really blue book in the field of law. Same with the American Institute of Physics in the physics, American Chemical Society, then AMM, and this is in the field of business management, American Management Association. No, this is a kind of mathematics association. So like that, APA is largely used in social sciences. These are all some kind of citation style manuals. When you are writing a paper or publication, you have to use one particular style manual. Using that, you have to really give the references and citations in your research article or research document. Okay, that's one thing. Now, citation metrics, like why do you really wanted to have citation metrics? Now, I am applying for a particular job. I want to really say that I am highly, deserving fellow or capable fellow for the post means. Now the people ask you how many papers you published, where you are really published, etc. for the jobs like. Then of course, you want to really become from assistant to associate professor or associate to professor. You really want to become, show your papers, how many you really published. Then some, in some institutions really have, you should really, in order to get your continuation of services, you should have some of the American or US universities, they really insist on that. When you really wanted to continue in service, or not, they were tenure is to be really continued, your service have to be continued, you have to really show your own kind of work output, like in a publications like. So then of course grant of grants, like when you want to get some kind of funding agencies will really give them research grants and all those things. Now, when your institution has to really get some accreditation, now you have got a NAC or NBA accreditation. You know it now. You all must be knowing, isn't it? So then NBA accreditation or NAC accreditation. It's when you really want accreditation is a kind of recognition of your own, the capabilities of your own strengths of your institution. You have for all these things, we are dependent on citation metrics. I will tell you one small thing if you can really listen to me. Now, say for example, every year the Nobel Prizes are really given to some people, isn't it? Maybe in medicine, maybe in economics, maybe in chemistry, maybe in physics, etc. There are people are given Nobel Prizes like. So that is also based on who has been followed by many in the same, the field like. He's a physicist. How many physicists are really following expert person? Sorry. X person, that could be one of the criteria, like so if more number of people are really been referring and citing your own research work, means your research work is of high order, and you need to be recognized as one of the the most important persons or personalities in your own subject area. That could be one of the criteria. Okay, so then let's go into importance of citation metrics. As I said, now your career evaluations and all those things are there. Yes, please.
నమస్కారం
Yeah,
సార్.
please
చెప్పినట్టుగా
say me anything.
చెప్పు. ఇద్దరైతే పోతారని చూస్తాను కానీ నన్ను ఇన్స్పెక్ట్ పోతారు.
Anything, sir? You have any question to me?
No, sir. It was casually unmute. I think unmuted there.
ठीक है, fine, no problem. So, there are, I think, just now I told you, there are academic ranking, world universities one body, Times Higher Education another body, then QS, that is Cockerelli Simons World University ranking, CWTS Leiden ranking. There are many things are there. So we need a ranking, we need metrics. So to rate a particular university, because the other day NAC A++ or University of Potential for Excellence, then etc. ranking is there. No, for ranking, I think your publication productivity strength and the publication ranking, that's really going to be really work. Like where you are working is that. Okay, if you as an author, if you really publish in a high reputed, high impact factor journal, I think you will be rated as the best professional in your own field. Like, okay. So even the countries are also been ranked based on the publication strength of the country. So the people in the same country, if they have really so many something, what really happens? China is now the leading country now. China publications are, I think, when compared to our GDP, and their GDP is 3 times more. Their publications are also equally more. I think this kind of things are there. The patents are many from China. When it surpassed already US, etc. I think that's what you must be doing it like. So these are all how the country is really rated based on their kind of research and publications. Like research is always for development, growth. Okay, so this is what normally happens. Now we'll come back to the. I just gave a brief note about the world web of science, isn't it? Web of science is really been produced or created by the Clarivate Analytics, is a company. So they are really bringing out web of science. Like there are about 13,000 plus journals are there. Now its ranking mechanism is it will really provide for all the journals its impact factors are given. Like so 2 years term they take. I'll show you the how it is like. So impact fact. Then also there are also 5-year impact facts are also there. So journal citation indicator, journal citation reports. This is. So this brings out for each and every journal that is really been indexed in Web of Science. For all the journals, journal citation reports gives the impact factor. 2 years impact factor, 5-year impact factor. Eigen factor is also another important thing is there. This Eigen factor is to be correctly understood that now this is also an impact factor, but say for example, my particular article is cited by Harvard Business Review. My particular article is cited in Indian Journal of Business Management. Say for example, there's a lot of variation. Yes or no? So Eigen factor takes into consideration the prestige, the value of the journal in which somebody, so he cited my article, and that particular article of somebody is published in Harvard Business Review. So it is coming into Harvard Business Review references. Like so somebody which I really wrote an article that is really cited. And of course, that cited article, that article is published in a very high impact journal, highly international reputed journal. In that it is published. Maybe in Lancet it's published, like, isn't it? Maybe in Nature it's published. Okay, Nature Biology, isn't it? So like that, we have a, it also really takes into consideration where your article has been really cited. Who has cited? Say for example, CNR Rao, he has really cited your article. CRR Rao, the other day, the statistical person, I think he must be Nobel Prize winner. I think his article has cited your article. You see there's a difference. Say for example, I am a faculty member from, let me say, from Telangana University, Shatava University, or Usman University. I am a faculty member. I am citing your article. And somebody from highly reputed Indian School of Business scholars are citing your article. I think there's a difference there. So the who is citing, which particular author of what kind of repute, what kind of reputed journal is really citing, which institution is really citing. I think they are all taken into consideration while identifying or assessing the value of a particular article by this called Eigen factor. Then immediacy index, half-life, like this is a different story. Half-life means what really happens. Now, say for example, after publishing a particular article, okay, now 50% of the articles are really been cited in a particular journal, of which period? Maybe I think 2000 to 2023 are 50%. 2020 and beyond, I think the article is really been cited another 50%. Like so, half-life is the active life of the journal. Like this is one thing. Then we have Scopus has, this is Web of Science. So Scopus has got what we can really say is so the Web of Science are also gives you H index. One of the important, I think I'll tell you within no time. Then of course, journal impact factor is there. Another thing, Web of Science also gives you CNCI. That means category normalized citation impact also there. Category normalized citation index is that now in medicine, the journals are cited more number of times, the journal articles. In mathematics, maybe little less number of times. In let me say in anthropology, less number of times it is tried, because maybe the researchers in the particular discipline are few, the authors are also few, and that kind of things also will be there. So like that, what happens, the other important CNCI is nothing but category normalized citation impact. Okay, that means in the medical subject field, which journal is number one? So I'm not comparing a journal in mathematics. I'm comparing only that particular. So in the field of banking, there are so many journals are which is the best one. So that is called what we can say is that is category normalized in that particular category. In say material science subject area, now there are some journals are there. In that, where do you stand? So this is in the category normalized, like so that kind of things. Scopus has got SJR, SciMago journal ranking is one important thing that you can really see in the Scopus. Now this is so one important aspect of the SciMago journal ranking is also more or less the same thing, eigenfactor policy only. Then of course this is a SNIP, that is source normalized impact for paper. The same thing. Now what I have just now told you, like that is what CNCI. This is also same thing. So these are different databases. Clarivate, Web of Science is a different database. Scopus is a different database. Google Scholar is a different database. Their cover is also different, and of course their nomenclature is also different, but everyone want to really make the assessment of that. Now let's just go into that. Journal impact factor is very simple. What it does is now when you really wanted to have the journal impact factor, okay, sorry, I'll just come to that. Now a particular journal in the last 2 years, how many articles are published in that? Maybe it's monthly, it's quarterly, yearly, whatever we don't want. In the last 2 years, how many articles were published? And of course, how many citations it received in the current year? So now this is 2023. Now I am referring to, let me say, 2021. Those 2 years I have taken, or then in 22 I am making a kind of impact factor assessment. Now in 20 and 21 years, in that particular journal, how many articles are really published? Okay, and for those, say for example, there are 50 articles are there in those 2 years, and these 50 articles are really being cited by 250 members. Okay, now the impact factor is, now what we can really say is 250 by 50. Okay, that is 5 is the impact factor of the journal. So the impact factor doesn't stand always static. It's dynamic. For those 3 years period, this is a statistic. In the current year, I think the impact factor may be 6, impact factor may be 4 also, 4.5 also, we don't know. So it is how the impact factor of the journal is really been assessed like. So in the last 2 years, how many articles are published in the journal? How many citable articles? There are letters to editors, there are something like note to editors, so there are some kind of etc. will be there. We are not considering, only we will take into consideration review articles, research articles, etc. We take into consideration how many articles are there totally in the last 2 years. For those last 2 years, 50 articles are there. For these 50 articles, how many citations or references are really given by others in other journals, etc., etc. Maybe that is 150 or 300. Now this is 50. 300 by 50, I think there are 6 is your impact factor. So this is what exactly journal impact factor. So we need to have at least minimum of 3 years period is really required. In this journal impact factor, we also have another important thing is there are 5 years journal impact factor also have really come. So this is the kind of journal citation indicator is category normalized citation index is also another important aspect. Now for this, we need to really think about 3 years period is required in this. So category in that particular category. So in the category of material science, so among the journals being published in that, I think I'm not comparing with mathematics or anthropology, or not taking all the journals into consideration. Only in your own particular discipline. When I have really taken only the research articles, there also I am taking research articles and then trying to assess like. So this kind of things, what we normally say is no CNCI. That is what I said is category normalized citation impact. Okay, so slightly. The H index is very simple. So people will be having H index like H index is H. This is a kind of indexing is given to the authors like. It's what happens is I have really I have written, say for example, I have published about 10 articles. Just let us assume one article has got 20 citations, another article has got 5 citations, another article has got 15 citations, another article has got only 2 citations. It all varies, correct? Na? So when I say now, if it is my H index is 10 means out of my 20 articles, please try to understand me. Out of my 20 articles which I really published, at least 10 articles are cited 10 times, not less than 10 times. So one article is cited 100 times, another article is cited only 10 times, another article is really cited. I have 3 articles. Imagine one article is cited only twice, another article is cited 20 times, another article is really cited, let me say 25 times. That means what really happens, another article have got 100 times cited. Now in this, what really happens is now my H index is 20, because at least, sorry, in the 3 only. Now my H index is only 3 because these 3 articles have really been cited at least 3 times. If I have 10 articles cited at least 10 times, some can be more, some can be less, but minimum 10 articles must have really been cited not less than 10 times. So then that could be my H index is 10. Probably, I think this kind of calculation will be also there for individual authors. Then G index is another kind of, Leo Egge, he has really proper out. I think it's kind of Google, the index like. Now, G index to 20 means the author has 20 articles that have received a combined at least 20 to the power of 2 citations. Follow me now. This is another G index. So if my G index is 2 means 2 into 2, at least I have 2 articles, they have cited at least 4 times. I have 2 articles cited 2 times. Like now, here it is G index 20 means the author has 20 articles, and each article has really at least received at least what you can really see is 20 to the power of 2 times. Like that means at least 400 times. You follow me now? 20 articles. One can be little bit more, etc., but at least they have really 400 citations are there for my 20 articles together like. So that is G20, G20, G index means. So this is another kind of, impact factor. I10 is, I think, is same thing like, G20. It indicates that number of papers that have 10 or more citations is the I10. So like this is what, as far as authors, the kind of assessment is really been done. So then Scopus, you have got some other kinds of, methods are there. Now in this, you have got site score is one important thing there. Now this is also the, I think, same thing like, but what really happens in site score is they take 4 calendar years into consideration. Impact factor is only for 2 years, sometimes 5 years. But site score that is there in Scopus, they have got, I think they take 4 calendar years. In the 4 calendar years, the number of articles published in these 2017 to 19 is 70 articles. For these 70 articles, we received 400 citations, 400 by 70. Earlier, there also 300 by 50 I just made. I think this is 5.714 is your impact factor. This is site score. Site score is in Scopus. Scopus has got a different database. Web of Science has a different database. Still, there could be some commonalities. Google Scholar has got a different database. Okay, every database has got different data sources. Therefore, there are variations like this. Then SciMago journal ranking is one other important thing is that Now, what really happens is this SciMago, it's like this prestige of scholarly journals that accounts for both the number of citations received by them and the prestige of the journals where citations are there. CNCI, just now I told na, same of this is they are in the Scopus. CNCI is in Web of Science. SJR SciMago journal ranking is in this. So they have only some variations. So SNIP is source normalized impact factor. The earlier one is only depending on the prestige of the people, prestige of the journals were published. Now this is nothing but a source normal in your own discipline in the area called accountancy, which are the top journals. And then of course in that you are trying to check that not all the commerce or not all the management or journals like. So you have taken only that particular subject area and doing it like. It means it is not the okay. This is what exactly SNIP. And then altimetrics is one very important aspect. Only 2-3 minutes, please. It is a kind of what people call the alternative metrics, alternative measurement of the citations. It is in the web context for the internet resources. Now, in the context of the social media, Web 2.0 technology is available where people can really quickly publish and people can instantly, they can react, they give feedback or question, somebody can download, somebody can print, somebody can save, somebody can interact, somebody can react. I think all these things are there, both downloads, visiting the site, visiting the article, reading the abstract, reading the text, downloading it, then of course saving it, then of course making a comment on this. I think all these internet based transactions are really being recorded and measured. A particular article that is available in a digital form on internet, how many people have visited your own particular article, how many have downloaded, how many have really cited, how many have used, I think how many have shared with others. I think this is what exactly the altimetrics. It is based on the form of social web and online books rely on e-content, electronic content only. It's complemented to traditional citation metrics. It's like that only, of course. It offers research trends of a particular article. So for that article, how many people have really followed, how many used, how many said okay, how many has questioned. I think that kind of. It measures the efficiency of the research output, real time. Immediately you are getting the response. Okay. Then collect data from blogs, social media, news posts, tweets, viewed, cited, saved, discussed, etc. are counted. Everything concerned to the article is counted in this altimetrics. Like so, these are all some sources, tools are there which will really give you altimetric assessment measures. Altimetrics.org, altimetric.com, Plumex. I think then plus Public Library of Science article level metrics, meter publish or this one important aspect is there. So these are all some of the sources where you can really have the altimetrics. So these are all nothing but they really wanted to make a kind of assessment based on measuring the number of citations received for the article, received for the article of an author, received for the articles published by institution, received by the journal. Okay, these kind of things are always there. Something like I10, G10, then impact factor. Okay, source, the normalized impact factor. Then so like that, these are all SciMago. So these are all nothing but we are assessing and measuring the. So for all those things, the crux is that we should be able to publish an articles either Web of Science, the accepted journal or Scopus journal, or at least UGC, accredited journals, but the care list journals normally we say. Consortia of Research and Educational, the kind of. So in that particular, you really publish so that you will get a weightage. But the more weightage you really get only if you can really publish in Scopus accepted journals or Web of Science accepted journals. And Google takes more bigger lot, and Google impact factor or Google G10 or whatever scoring is fairly good because their coverage is bigger. Okay, so like that, Google Scholar is one very important source. Web of Science another important source. Scopus another important source. These are the good sources for you to conduct your own literature search and services. Like, okay, I will stop it here. I think for 5-10 minutes, if you can really have the patience, probably we will discuss on that. Anything you want, please. Friends, you can now interact. I have taken. Thank you. Thank you. Any questions I really looking at?
Sir, good evening, sir. My name
Good
is
evening.
Mr. Satya, Faculty of
Yeah.
English.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm from English
Yeah.
department.
Yeah.
Sir, in single word, I will say
Yeah.
your presentation and your transaction is very impeccable.
Oh my
And
goodness.
that is the only thing I could say. Since starting, I could observe there
Oh my.
is no stop at all. There is no nagging at all. Really, sir. Please, if at all time permits, we
Yeah.
wish to have one more session with you,
Yeah.
sir. Thank you so much
Very much.
for giving your
Thank you.
valuable
Thank you.
time, and you
Thank
were
you.
talking, in multi-dimensional way. So thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. I just
Great to
want to
have
see any queries on that, any kind of issues that you really come in. I just could not go into details about those scopus, the author institutional metrics or H index or G index. I think this kind of indexes are there. Only thing is everything is based on our own citations received for our own articles, for our own journals. And then, of course, the reputation of the journals or the authors who are citing us, also another criteria they have taken into consideration. CNCA, I think that's got category normalized impact for paper. I think that's kind of things are there. So SCImago journal impact factors, etc. are there. So honestly, they have to begin with what was only the impact factor that was given by Eugene Garfield from ISI, Institute for Scientific Information of Philadelphia, US. That has been now transformed into Web of Science. Okay. Sir, any other questions from my participants? I think 74 members are available as of now. It's a good number.
Yes, sir. One more thing, sir.
Yeah,
Still, I have different queries, but still, I get this thing. And
yeah.
is it that after we become a scholar, full-fledged scholar, do we have to approach these sites, or maybe do we have to publish them? Otherwise, as a scholar, now can we start publishing the things, sir?
Very much. You can always do it. You can always do it, but you know it. I think you have to do a little research on that to begin with. So people will always look into. There are 2, 3, 4 important factors are there. Why these high impact factor journal publishers publish your article? At least there are 3, 4 important reasons are there. One is that your particular, the article should contain some newness in that, novelty. Your paper must be something different, new from others in the field so far. Number 2, your particular theme must be of currently in demand. I think this kind of area is currently in demand. That should be of current usage, like not a kind of 30 years, 40 years ago that issue was there. Now, if you really want to do it, I think people do not like. So currently, the thrust area in demand, that particular area which is really going on in your own discipline, then of course you have to do some research. You should really come out with some kind of new findings or new innovation or new interpretation as well. Not necessarily that every time you should really come out with a kind of new innovative thing, but only thing new interpretation also is okay. Okay, so like that, some newness should be there in your paper, originality will be there. Some research you have to do it. It should be of currently in demand area. And then, of course, you have to follow the style sheet, the referencing style manual, like APA, American Society for, American Psychological Association. Okay, so in social sciences, people many, or MLA handbook you can read, or Chicago style manual you can really use, or Blue Book in the field of law you can use it. In the management, of course, Harvard, the style sheet is also there, and many people are really using APA also. Like that, what really happens is use a style manual. Try to stick to the guidelines given in the journal where you are going to publish. Try to publish your article in the appropriate journal, because I said journal finder is there. If you can give some keywords, maybe in Google, maybe in Web of Science, maybe in Scopus, they tell you to match these theme keywords. So these are the journals in the field. There you can submit. Okay, so this is how you can really go ahead. And I'm sure if this is slightly of use for you, start following it, and probably you should publish your articles and get good name. And the whole academic reputation comes out of only your research work. Teaching is, of course, our basic primary one, but the true value outside visibility of you will be known to the outside world only by virtue of your own publications and papers. So that's how we have to, all academics have to really start working on academics. It doesn't mean that I really worked more. I really desire that our academics should really do it. I did little. That's all. Thank you. Any other question?
Sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now I request Indraja
Ah.
to present vote of thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.
Indraja,
Yes.
Sir,
scholar
good
for Department of Commerce. Yes, yes,
Sir,
ma'am.
good
Continue.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. I am
Yeah, good
Indraja,
evening.
research
Yeah.
scholar from Department of Commerce. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
On behalf of Telangana University and all the research scholars, I take this opportunity to propose vote of thanks on day 2 of Research and Publication Ethics online course. I thank our today's resource person, Professor Sudhakar Rao, sir, for enlightening us with your knowledge and presence, sir. We are fortunate to have you in our online course. Sir has started the session with indexing and citation databases. Sir has clearly explained what is databases and what the databases contains, how databases will help the academicians and the research scholars to write theses, dissertations, and research papers. And then sir also explained about citation metrics and citation metrics service providers. So we acquired a lot of knowledge from this class, sir. Thank you very much.
My thanks to you. Thanks to you all. Thanks to the organizers, Dr. Aparnaji and other friends. Thank you, everyone.
And I also thank Professor Aparna Madam,
Yeah, Aparna.
course coordinator. And I also thank Dr. G. Srinivas, sir, for his technical support. Whatever presentation you have given, sir, it is very helpful for us. We are in the beginning stage. You have given a lot of information from your class. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Sir,
you
I
also.
have one more request. We want your PPT, sir.
Yeah, I'll share.
Positive.
I will share to your mail. I think I'll do that.
Thank you, sir.
Certain.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
all.
sir. Thank you very much. On behalf of Telangana University, we thankful to you, sir.
Thank you.
Really, the session was very informative. Thank you, sir. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you. Thank you all.